This world has such diverse size of organisms, right from the biggest blue whale, the elephant, human, cat, and that little ant. But do you think it all ends here? No. There are millions, billions, or we can say more than trillions of organisms which we cannot even see. These organisms are called as microorganisms. Do you want to know more about them? Here they are. This So these microorganisms they cannot be seen by naked eye. So they demand a powerful microscope to see them. Now, these microorganisms they can be useful to us and they can be harmful to us. They can live in colonies or they can live single. To resist in the harsh climatic conditions, they develop a cyst around them. So let's talk more about the microorganisms. Let's talk about the microorganism now. There are five main types of microorganisms. They are fungi, bacteria, algae, protozoa, and viruses. Viruses are also considered as microorganisms as they are different from other microorganisms because they reproduce only inside the body of host organism. Let's talk about the Here in this slide you can see different types of microorganisms like bacteria, algae, protozoa, and fungi. Now let's talk about virus. Virus lie on the boundary line of living and non-living. It is only living when it enters a living cell and multiply itself. Let's have a look at the structure of the virus. It has a head capsule, a tail, end plate, and tail fiber. Now let's talk about some commercial uses of microorganisms. Microorganisms are used for the large-scale production of alcohol, wine, acetic acid, vinegar, yeast, used for commercial production of alcohol and wine. For this purpose, yeast is grown on natural sugars present in grains like barley, wheat, rice, and crushed fruit juices, etc. The process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is called as fermentation. Louis Pasteur discovered fermentation in 1857. Now let's talk about medicinal use of microorganisms. How are they used in medicinal industry? Whenever you fall ill, the doctor may give you some antibiotic tablets, capsules, or injections such as penicillin. The source of these medicine is microorganism. Such medicines are called as antibiotics. These days, a number of antibiotics are being produced from bacteria and fungi, such as streptomycin. These medicines kill or stop the growth of disease-causing microorganisms. Now, vaccines. When a disease-carrying microbe enters our body, the body produces antibodies to fight the invader. The body also remembers how to fight the microbe if it enters again. So, if dead or weakened microorganisms are introduced in a healthy body, the body fight and kill them by producing suitable antibodies. The antibodies remain in the body and we are protected from the disease-causing microbes. This is how a vaccine works. Several diseases including cholera, tuberculosis, smallpox and hepatitis can be prevented by vaccination. Children are given injections to protect themselves against several diseases. Necessary vaccines are available in hospitals. Vaccination are given to children for protection against polio under Pulse Polio program. Polio drops given to children are actually a vaccine. This is called as oral vaccination. These days, vaccines are made on large scale from microorganisms to protect humans and other animals from several diseases. Now, vaccine. As we all know, the nitrogen present in the atmosphere cannot be directly used. For that matter, we have some bacteria and blue-green algae which are able to fix the nitrogen from the atmosphere to enrich the soil with nitrogen and increase its fertility. These microbes are commonly called as biological nitrogen fixers. Let's have a look at the nitrogen cycle and how the nitrogen is converted into usable form. As we all Now, let's talk about some harmful microorganisms. Microorganisms are harmful in many ways. Some of the microorganisms cause disease in human beings, plants, and animals. Such disease causing microorganisms are called as pathogens. Pathogens enter our body through the air we breathe, through the water we drink, and the food we eat. They can also get transmitted by direct contact with an infected person or carried through an animal. Microbial diseases can spread from an infected person to a healthy person through air, water, food, or physical contact. These are called communicable diseases. When a person suffering from common cold sneezes, fine droplets of moisture carrying thousands of viruses are spread in the air. The virus may enter the body of a healthy person while breathing. Several microorganisms not only cause disease in humans and plants but also in other animals. For example, anthrax is a dangerous human and cattle disease caused by a bacterium. Foot and mouth disease of cattle is caused by virus. Robert Koch in 1876 discovered the bacterium Bacillus anthracis which cause anthrax disease. Now, the microorganism can cause disease also in plants. Several microorganisms cause disease in plants like wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane, orange, apple, and others. The disease reduces the yield of crops. They can be controlled by the use of certain chemicals which kill the microbes. Some microorganisms can also spoil our food. The food is spoiled by microorganisms. Spoiled food has bad smell and bad taste and causes food poisoning. Food can be preserved by protecting it from microorganisms. So we have some different methods by which we can preserve our food from microorganisms. First method is chemical method. Food like pickles can be preserved by using chemicals like salt and edible oils. Jams, squashes can be preserved by using sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite. These chemicals are called preservatives. The next method we can use to preserve food is by applying salt. Food items like fish, meat, amla, raw mango, tamarind, etc. can be preserved by using common salt. It prevents the growth of microbes. Pasteurization is one more technique by which we can preserve the food. The process of heating milk to about 70 degrees for 15 to 30 seconds and then suddenly cooling it to prevent the growth of microbes is called as pasteurization. This process was discovered by Louis Pasteur. Next is by storing and picking. Many food items are stored in air-tight containers to protect them from microbes. This was all about microorganisms. Now stay safe, stay home. Thank you.